Hey, so what's up, you guys? We're back with part 4, and I want to start off by showing you a piece of a beautiful countertop I did about a year ago, but this is what was cut off from it. And the reason I'm showing you this, I really want you to pay attention to this edge and how kind of, wavy, distorted, everything it looks, and you can clearly see that that edge is out past the wood. Okay, well, when you cut through that, this is the other side you'll see. And resin is, a lot of times it's not what you are actually seeing. So resin is very, it'll trick you. Look, I'll give you an example. I'm gonna set this right down here because as ugly as that looks right now, watch this. See what I'm saying? So check that out. There you go. So the reason I'm showing you this is this right here is a cut edge that was casted out past the resin itself, like this. Okay? There was plenty of resin past where I needed to be. That way, when I needed to cut, I had a perfect, clean finish. And this is one of the things we're up against. See right here? Right at the edge. Now let me turn the camera, because you can see that those drop just below that edge surface. So if my hand was a board of some kind and had completely flat across here, if we were to cast that down in there and it would stay put and run up that side, the problem is that right there is how it's gonna look. So if we don't come out some to allow for more resin to fill up past our mark, that way when it's done, we'll use little tools and get that back in line and sand all that. The other way, we would be cutting this entire thick edge back however far until we got to a clean spot like that right there. So that's just wanted to point that out. Anybody who's ever casted something and you only casted to your mark and it ended up messing the size of your table up, just overshoot what you need. That way you can cut back clean exactly what you want at the end of the project. All right, so moving on with the project, we got two different areas, that one over there, and we got another one over here that we're gonna be dealing with, and we'll show you all when we get to that point. First, it's gotta look ugly, which it, does in several areas, but it has to look ugly before it can look pretty. And what we're doing, what we're up against, another challenge, the person previous that had put the resin down in here, some of these is as much as we had to dig down, we're still not through. You can still see their color left in behind. So that's in a lot of these places, and what challenges that causes is any type of color that I fill up in here other than black, we risk on the planing side going down, running into his black instead of ours. So what we're doing is we are really deep in every one of these, and we are going to black out every one of these. Okay, this is just a very, very thin layer of paint, and it's to get everything black. All these are going to end up looking like caves. Okay, then we are going to go about the next step and help sealing these. So the paint right now helps us out with a couple of things. The previous resin that was put down in here in all these places, it's going to tint all those our color black, so that everything, when it goes through the planer, it's all the same color black. We don't have different tones of black in this. So that's number one, what it does. The second thing it does, it actually helps seal every gash, every hole, everything. It's not going to seal it all the way. Don't be confused when you look in there and everything is black. There is a lot of tiny little microscopic pinholes that you don't see that did not get covered for whatever reason. So once we get all these filled in black, everything is uniform and on the same page, we're going to come back with a tabletop resin and we are going to slick these guys up. We're not going to fill them in. We're going to slick them up. And slicking them up is going to help catch anything breathing that the paint already didn't clog. Plus, it's going to enrich everything that we've already painted, and it's going to bring all that to life. We're going to save the surprise for the end, so that way you all can see and be a part of it. But right now, those are the first couple of steps we're going to do, and we're going to be walking you through all that over the next few days. So there you go. See, now we're matching with right up here. So I know it looks ugly right now, but you got to see the vision. You got to see the end of the rainbow. So now that that one's done, watch this. All right, so a little over 2 hours later with artist brushes. Obviously I haven't used these, but I just wanted to show you as to what was going on. See, every bit of this was painted. It was painted back in there as far as we could reach, and we are well below the depths of where we're going to end up planing. So now, let me talk to you about a couple of things that you're seeing and a couple of things you might be thinking. So remember, it has to look ugly before it can look pretty. So a lot of this right through here, and pardon me, I'm the only one, doing the camera, trying to talk to you guys. So look, as we were painting just to clean the surface, that's what those wipes are. Okay, none of this stuff on top, on the surface, slightly down in there, none of that is a problem. It's going to matter. This was just step number one. Now that we have painted everything, really brought all that to life. Okay, now picture once this goes through the planer, all this stuff that is kind of, outside, like this gash right here, it ends right there. And then see, you got that paint residue right there. So all this stuff will be fine-tuned, sharp, and it will all come back like its original form, because we are going to go down probably about 1/4 inch off the top of my head. So really the true answer is we're going to plane down until everything is planed completely. The planer touched every square inch of this surface and no more. Now that all this is done, we're really just sitting here waiting for it to dry. The next step is going to be really cool, because now that everything matches, now we are going to slick all these guys up. We are going to use a really cool metallic black to make all this really 4K ultra vibrant and pop out. Now, we're not filling these up yet. We're just slicking them up. We're going to save the best for last. We want y'all to keep tuning in and watching. This is super cool. Now, let me tell you this. Another reason why we did not, about half of these gashes outside of these little crater holes, all these gashes up here, about half of them we got through the old resin. The other half kept going. So we did not drill down. We did not use our little tools over here. We did not go any deeper in matching up the side underneath, because we were afraid of going too deep and actually coming through the bottom in that character. If we would have done that anywhere, we would have had no choice but to house this entire slab in a box, cast every bit of this, and at that point it just got way more labor intensified and it got way more expensive. So that is why we couldn't just keep on going down until we made it all the way through. We made it down way past to the point where we knew we were going to stop the planer. So that was our whole goal. So now when this slicked up black hits this, it's going to make all this 4K Ultra come to life. And then we're going to take the next step and cast every bit of this 3D stuff. We'll do the sidewalls and we'll go over all that stuff with you guys. So stay tuned. It's coming. Till the next one.